Alright, good morning guys. Was a pretty cold night last night. Got down to like 32, 33, probably 30. Slept in the bed of the truck. I got a little camper set up there, so it wasn't that bad. I did fine. Slept alright, and now we're out looking for some of these big smallmouth on a different part of the lake. I'm going to be targeting these in about 18 to 25 feet of water off kind of some of these rock points on some of these reefs, which I was here a week and a half ago, and there was a decent amount of fish already moving out to these deeper areas. We got 55-degree water temps, so they'll definitely be moving out to these areas now more. I know guys are still getting up shallow, but I'm gonna go a little deep for them, especially since they really at this time of year really love the chubs. They just absolutely crush them. I find they'll take chubs when I'll throw everything else at them here, and they'll eat the chubs pretty quickly. So we're gonna get right into it. Hopefully we can get a big one. My goal is to get a 6-pounder at least this fall, something over 6. So we're gonna try for that. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure this fish does not take long. You'll hear me say I'm pretty sure this fish a lot, because sometimes it's honestly just really tough to tell sometimes. That is definitely a fish. It feels heavy too. Hopefully a smallie. He's coming up. It's got to be a smallie. Yeah. He's gonna jump. There he jumps. If you guys haven't done this, I highly recommend it. It's an awesome way to fish. Awesome way to catch smallies, especially when other things are not working. Not a giant, but a nice one. I've caught a lot of fish over 5 pounds here doing that. I'm not even gonna net him, he's so small. Right in the corner. Exactly how we draw it up. Wrapped around my glove, not how we draw it up. It's a little got to start, but we'll take it. All right, I'm gonna go over the rig. I went over this yesterday when I was doing the walleye, and I actually change it up when I go for smallies, depending on where I'm at in the lake and what kind of structure I'm on. Right now, this area has a lot of bigger rocks, and so 2 things I do. One, I use like a pencil bouncer. Once again, the bead on a slide, so I can clip this on and off. You could use a regular bottom bouncer if you wanted to, and it would work just fine. This is a 1.5 ounces. Now that's really heavy, especially for this type of fishing, but I want it as vertical as possible with how big these rocks are. Otherwise I get snagged a ton. And then I go to a thicker fluorocarbon. This is 25 because I couldn't find my 15-pound stuff. But the 10-pound just gets absolutely shredded. Also, I put like one of these Lindy crawler harness floats on. That helps the minnow kind of just stay up, because these things are constantly going down into the rocks. You can see that thing's all beat up. Same thing, about the same size chubs. This is a small one, but you can definitely go bigger. I've used gigantic chubs, like unbelievably big chubs for these smallmouth, and they've still bit them. You don't always hook them because they got small mouths and they don't always get them in all the way. So I don't like to go very big if I don't have to. but like something like this is perfect size. You can see that. Also, other thing that's important about them is how lively these things are. I mean, I'm constantly dropping these when I'm trying to put them on, but that's why they work so well. So, and that's why I use these in these live ones or these wild ones that I catch myself, because they just tend to be so much more lively and just work a lot better than the ones that you'd buy in stores. Sucker minnows, suckers work too, about the same size, but I recommend, if you can get a hold of Chubs, using Chubs. I'm just getting this rod holder out because sometimes my hands get cold or something. I just turn the drag way down and put it in the rod holder, and I can still tell when there's a fish on there. Not as effective. I wouldn't do it all day, but you definitely can when you need a break. You need to eat or something, or take a piss. You can put it in the rod holder and still be fishing. And my jacket's covering the camera. Great. This would be better back trolling for sure, but I have a bow mount trolling motor and I don't have a back trolling one. So at the moment, this is what we're doing. Hopefully next year I'm gonna upgrade, but got a little hairy there. The weight was stuck in some rocks, but luckily the fish is still there. So that's sometimes sometimes that messes them up pretty good, but in this case we got him. And it is a nice one. Bigger than that first one for sure. I don't think we're getting into giants yet. Love that. They see the net and they just, oh, that's a nice one. That one, because of the motor, I had to let take for a long time, and still just barely right in the mouth. He's bleeding, but he didn't get the gills, don't worry. Nice one. He's probably about 18. Yeah, just a hair shorter than 18. We're looking for those 20s to 23s. Another one, picked it up. This is the 4th bite of the day in the first 20 minutes or something like that. And I mean, this is how it can be if you can. You just got to find the areas that they're on. They're not on every single one of these rock points, but this one has a little bit bigger rocks. Not a little bit bigger, a lot bigger rocks than most. And that seems to be the ticket, because I've been getting a lot of fish here. This is a walleye. We'll take those for sure, because who doesn't love walleye? Nice little walleye there. Nothing too special. All right, I think we got another one here. Be a monster, come on. Weren't even to it, huh? Oh, that's a heavy. Just like, oh, he's digging. This has got to be a better fish. You notice that false hook set? That's like, when you're fishing in these rocks, it's so tough, because the line just, and the weight gets down in there, and sometimes you think you're at the fish and you're not. This is the second time I've done that today. Both times I've gotten lucky, and that is a giant walleye, it looks like. Both times I've gotten lucky, and I've basically not even set into the fish, so they haven't noticed it. That is a nice walleye though. That might be my biggest one so far this fall. Yeah, it definitely is the biggest one I've caught this fall. That's a real nice walleye. Let's get this unhooked and get a look at him. Oh man, that's a nice one. Not a giant, but just a nice fat one. In Mille Lacs, a lot of times you get those ones that are just super long and skinny. He is 25 and a half. Yeah, just barely hits a half. That is a nice fish. He's ready to go. Oh. And down she goes. Real nice one. We went over some big marks there, so that's what we're looking for. I mean, we're going for smallmouth, but I mean, I'll take a big walleye like that any day. Trying to get adjusted here, and had the rod in the rod holder, and it just got slammed. I mean, you can tell when they hit it in the rod holder a lot of times, especially when they hit it like that. Holy crap. Fish number 6, hooked fish number 6, I think. 3 smallies, or 3 walleye, 2 smallies. This is a nice fish. Feels like a smallie. I can't even see it. It's a smallie. There we go. I love when you get a good bite like this and you get a mix of, especially that 25 and a half inch walleye. I mean, who's going to complain about that when you're smallmouth fishing? Unless you really don't like walleye. Holy weird hook. Hooked weird. I mean, look at where that thing is hooked. That is a lucky hook job. He must have had the tail running that way, and I just set it. And I mean, that's lucky. Nice one, not a huge one. Another just solid fish. Chest cam died, but we got a fish now. Nice little eater there. I'm gonna move. I'm not going for little guys like that. Alrighty, another fish on in a new spot. That's fighting like a smallie. And it's not, it's a nice walleye. Real nice one. Looking for the net. Another eater. We'll take it though. Fish on. This is where my jacket's kind of. This is, oh man, this is a nice fish. Feels like a big smallie. Oh man, holy crap. This thing is absolutely digging. It's not even that big, and it's just Nice. Not big, but I'll take it. And just got picked up again. A bit bigger minnow here, so we're gonna give him a little bit extra time. Doesn't feel that big. Probably just another solid fish. Ooh, he's a bit bigger. Oh, he's a good one. That is for sure the biggest of the day. Nice one there. And he'll be right at about 19 and a half. Still haven't broke 20, but it's coming. It's coming. All right, looks like we got another pickup here. I think it might be kind of small, honestly, with the way it took it. It's coming in, it's gonna jump, I think. And it chooses not to. Yeah, not a big one. Just another one. Just another little guy. But hey, we're getting them. And these guys moved away because I think they want to catch walleyes instead of smallies. There's a fish. Oh, it's walleye. God, these guys are just right on my ass. But nice little eater, nothing special. Alright guys, I'm gonna head home now. It's been a pretty good day of fishing actually. No really big fish, which was a little disappointing, but lots of fish, lots of bites. I caught this many bass, I don't know how many it was, but it was a good day. Nothing was huge. I think the biggest one was that 19.5 incher. Didn't lose any ones that I thought were big, and you know, got a lot of walleyes mixed in there. I got that 25.5 inch walleye, so that was nice to get a nice sized walleye. I caught this many walleyes, I don't know off the top of my head, but that's kind of what's great about Mille Lacs is you smallmouth fish and you get those walleyes mixed in, and every once in a while you get a huge one. That one obviously wasn't huge, but it's a nice one. As far as my setup, I actually changed it. So what was happening was when I would let them run with it, the line would kind of fall down, and they're swimming through these big rocks with all these zebra mussels. And sometimes I'd set the hook and it would cut straight through the braid I was using. So that's pretty typical. Braid has virtually zero abrasion resistance. So first I switched to mono on my jig and wrap rod. Got a fish right away. takes it, let it run, set the hook, same exact thing, sliced right through above the sinker. So I was like, all right, I can't do this. So what I ended up doing was taking the 25-pound fluoro I had and stringing it on to my line. I did about 25 feet, and then I did the same setup with the sinker, the slide to the hook, and you can see, like, I don't know if you can see that, like, we're getting frayed and stuff, but this line, the 25-pound, is so thick and so abrasion resistant that it doesn't matter if it's getting frayed up, because it's still not going to break. I even got snagged a couple times, and pulling, and weights were breaking off, the weight slide was snapping, like, stuff was breaking before the line was. Overall, I'm happy with the trip. Yesterday was pretty slow, but today I caught a ton of fish, so it's a good day. And I will definitely be back here, probably get 3 to 6, maybe even more videos on Mille Lacs this fall, because it's only an hour and a half away. I can camp out, and as it gets colder, it gets better. Beginning of December, I will be going down to Tennessee and doing a ton of catfish fishing. So if you guys are here from the catfish stuff I posted, don't worry, more catfish stuff is coming still this year. So stay tuned for that. If you guys like this, like, subscribe, that's awesome. That helped me out. If you don't want to, that's cool too. If you just want to watch. But also, what I will ask is if you have comments on anything I'm doing, you know, maybe there's a technique that you do out here that works better that you think I should try, or I'm doing something wrong with the filming or editing, just suggestions, anything. I'm open to whatever. So thank you guys if you watch this, and I'll see you next time.